Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela. So I've been seeing everybody doing their Halloween decks and their fall decks and their autumn decks and their Samhain decks, and I wasn't going to do it because I know I have a lot of Halloween decks. Like last year I think I had 20. I got a lot more this year too. So and I have very few fall decks. I'm like, it's not worth it. But then I pulled a few out, and I'm like, well, these are the kind of decks I tend to work with more this time of year, into winter also. So they're not Halloween decks, but they're more fall into winter decks, like a transitioning deck. Now, that's not to say that I don't use them all year long, but I do tend to pull them out more this time of year, more than any other time of year. So without further ado, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 decks that I pull out. And some of these may not make sense. They just feel like fall to me. So with the ultimate fall deck we're going to start with, that is my Oak, Ash, and Thorn. The yarn I got is even called fall. The button, I mean, come on, it screams Oak, Ash, and Thorn. Ultimate fall deck to me. Look at the backs. I mean, it's screaming Oak, Ash, and Thorn. Screaming fall. And just some of the fall leaves in here. Look at that. Just it's one of those decks you know for a fact it's a fall deck without hesitation. You just know. Look, they're harvesting. They're gathering for the winter, preparing for the winter. It's just gorgeous, gorgeous. Look at that. The butterflies. Come on. It's a fantastic deck. This will be, I think, look at the fall leaves. Number one, I think, on anybody's list for the ultimate fall deck, because it truly is. And then the swords kind of feel like they've transitioned into winter, like this is fall, and then the swords tend to be like there's a desolation and the grass is all gross and dried up, and this is one of those decks to me that transitions from fall into winter, and I love it, love it, love it, love it. And it's an all animal deck, and it's so pretty, so pretty. Look at that, just come on. Even the skies in this change to me to where I just now notice those mountains in the background for the first time. Even the skies to me look different in the fall and winter, and that depicts that beautifully in this deck. So that is the Oak, Ash, and Thorn. We're just getting that out of the way now because we knew that was coming. Then we have the Woodland Warden's Oracle deck. The Oak, Ash, and Thorn is an indie deck. This is published by Andrews McMill Publishing. It is Jessica Rue. To me, this goes with that deck. Fall on the back, it looks like. And to me, it's just a very beautiful fall deck as well. Nothing to say about this. This is a gorgeous deck. I use it with my soul cats, which I could probably put in here, but I'm not, because to me, there's a little bit more spring. It feels more spring to me, the soul cats does. But I paired this with my soul cats this year, and just, it was phenomenal. Where this does feel more fall, it works beautifully with that deck that I deem as a springtime deck. Gorgeous. You use this deck all year round. So, next we have the Seed and Sickle Oracle by Liminal 11. Fez Inkwright is the creator. I don't know why, but I have 2 decks in here, and this is one of them. It looks all springy, but it feels like fall to me. I don't know why. No idea why. This totally looks like a deck that would be coming out in spring. But, again, it feels like fall to me. I don't know why at all. Maybe it's because of Sickle. I don't know. When I think of harvest time, it is a stunning, stunning deck. And there are a lot of autumn colors in here like that, so maybe that's why. I don't know. I know to me it's more of a spring deck, but it feels like fall. And I do tend to bring it out more this time of year than any other, which is weird. But it's beautiful, and I love it. And Again, these are all decks that I've used all year long. These are just ones that feel like fall to me, that I do tend to use more around this time of year. So that was the Seed and Sickle. I got that on Amazon. It was like 22 bucks. And again, next we have the Herb Crafters Tarot. Again, don't know why. It's U.S. Games publication. Artwork by Joanna Powell Colbert, written by Letitia Guthrie. Again, this is, to me, a spring-like type deck, but at the same time, it feels like fall. I don't know why. It's very springy on the back. I don't know why. It just feels like fall to me. Don't know why. Again, I feel like this time of year where there's harvest going on, Day of the Dead kind of feeling. That's what I get from this deck. I don't know why. It could be the death card in this deck, but with all the greenery that's here, it just still feels very fall-like to me. Very beginning of fall, and which is exactly where I'm at right now. So I love it. I'm trying to, the death card with the marigolds and the orange. It just, and there's harvesting of the berries. I don't know why. There's so much green in this. It does feel like fall to me. Very fall-like. And the campfire, there's enough in here that you're like, I could use this. I mean, I do use it in both spring and fall. That's the reason I bought this deck. But it's done so much other things. I love it to pieces. And again, it feels like fall to me. It could be the box, too. Well, not this part of the box or the book. But the front looks like fall. Okay. Next, we have Magic of You Oracle by Fiona Horn. It is published by Rockpool Publishing. One of my all-time favorite decks ever. It's green here. This could easily go into my Halloween decks because I do use it more for Halloween. It's glossy. It's beautiful. It is a dark deck. There's very dark images. It's just very dark. But it's got deep messages as well. So I go back and forth. I think last year it was in my Halloween decks. This year I'm putting it in my fall decks. Because I only really bring this out this time of year. And again, it can go in either one. Oracle or, not Oracle. Fall or Halloween decks. It like I said, it goes back and forth. So that was Magic of You Oracle. I got that on Amazon. It was like 15 bucks when it came out. I think it's 20 now. So get on it. And then we got by Uzi. You're going to know what this deck is as soon as I show you the bag there. It is the Pagan Other Worlds. It's got moon phases in it. It's a linen cardstock. This is an indie deck. If you don't know what this deck is. Again, one of those decks that just screams fall. It is, to me, one of those that transitions from, because that to me is a wintry scene, transitions from like the end of fall into winter. And I love it. I don't use it as often as I intended to when I bought it. But it's still beautiful. I see it as one of my preciouses, so I don't really use it a lot. The ones that I've deemed my precious, I don't really use as much as I thought I would when I first got them. But yeah, it is a beautiful, beautiful deck. Beautiful deck. And it gives you just enough images on the pips to know what it's talking about, which I love. Gorgeous deck. Yeah, and it screams winter to me. I was looking for the wintry card, the main wintry card, the Five of Cups, I think. Five of Pentacles. Can't find it, but let me look at it. Look for it. There's a wintry looking card to me. Again, the sword seemed very wintry to me. again, which is what they normally look like anyway, but oh my gosh. Was it in the very beginning and I missed it? I love that pentacle, Ace of Pentacles. My gosh. I've gone through this whole deck and it's not here. That's crazy. Oh, maybe it's in this stack here. Yep, it is. Nope. What's happening? Oh, it's in the box. Nope, there's a couple in the box. Yep. That card right there puts this in the fall category for me. That looks like the first snowfall to me. Maybe in late fall when you shouldn't be getting snow, but maybe it's like a fluke. That's happened quite a bit here in the Midwest. Where we'll get snow either in early December when it's not winter yet, or we'll get it in April when it's already spring. And we're like, what's happening? One year we got it on Easter, and I'm like, and it wasn't like a sprinkling, it was like 3 inches. Which was crazy. Did you see that little something flew by? It's weird. Okay, 3 decks left. So here we have the by original art by Family Coleman Smith, restored by Riel, of Lucky Cards from 2018. I hate this box because it just doesn't want to stay closed. I got this on Riel, and it's just vintage. It's extra cards, but the coloring in this, of course, screams fall because it's old school looking, this old paper looking, so it reminds me of fall a lot, like the brown in the background. It makes me think of the fall, and I tend to only pull this out in like September, October, November, for some reason. Probably why, because it screams fall to me. And I'm not showing it too bad because we've all seen this deck. We know what Pamela Coleman Smith artwork looks like, and I love the backs of that. Love the backs. Okay. 2 left. New Era Elements Tarot by Eleanor F. Piper, PhD. This is a U.S. Games deck. I saw this on Kittens, Weights, and Tarot channel feels like moons ago. And I'm like, I need that deck in my life. It is based on the 4 elements. It is a dark deck also. But I love it. And again, because it's a dark deck, I only use it around this time of year. It feels like fall, winter, like that transitioning from fall to winter. To be fair, because it is one of my decks I've used for shadow work, I've used it all year round. But there's a lot of triggering aspects in this deck. Even though it's gorgeous, it can be very triggering. I love that sun card. It can be a very triggering deck for anybody. But I love it. And I've also used it in writing prompts as well. It's pretty good for that. Beautiful. Beautiful deck. So that is the New Era Elements Tarot by U.S. Games. Last deck. Maybe unconventional because I use this in spring as much as I use it in fall. And it is the Tarot of the Hidden Realm by Julia Jeffrey and Barbara Moore. It is a Llewellyn publication. I have noticed in the last year, comes with a fantastic, humongous book. I've noticed in the last year that I've had, or last couple years, I've had this deck since the beginning of pretty much the beginning of my tarot journey. I have edged it in multiple colors to match whatever the fronts are. These are the backs. While it has some spring aspects, I do feel like it is more of a fall deck. I usually only use it September, October. Look at that spring, beautiful. Usually only use it in September, October, maybe November, most of the time. Now, when I first got it, I did use it in spring, because that's right around the time I bought it. But I don't see this deck as a spring deck. I see it as a fall deck, but again, I have used it in springtime as well. But it is a gorgeous deck. I love the book. I love the deck. I love the cardstock because Llewellyn you can shuffle very easily. It is beautiful. It is dark. It is light. It is shadow. It is non-shadow. It's all the things. It's a great deck. And I often forget I have it just because I bury it in the box. I might make me a pouch for it because I keep it in the box, and if I keep them in the Llewellyn box they come in, I tend not to use them as often. Like my Mermaid Tarot, I never use it. And I'm like, it's because I don't have easy access to it, because I keep all my big boxes in the back of my shelf, and I have to dig it out. And so I'm not digging it out. Yeah, that screams autumn, fall. And this is also a deck I've used for writing prompts as well, which came out fantastic. Yeah. He's so cute. Beautiful. Look, that screams fall also to me. Screams fall. But that is all the decks that I usually use just for fall. I got another one, but I'm going to leave it in the Halloween stuff just because, much like the Magic of You Oracle, it's one of those that could go either way. So this year I'm keeping it in the Halloween decks. And this is all my decks that I use for fall. Not necessarily Halloween-y decks, but they're more fall decks. And if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And you guys have a good night.